I live in Dallas, and last night, when you see this, it'll be 2 nights ago. Luka Doncic returned to the AAC, and mixed emotions. I said, well, mixed emotions. A lot of emotions, I'd say. I won't say mixed emotions. A lot of emotions. A couple things are clear, very clear. One, they hate Nico. Nico, they hate you. I don't hate you. Mavs fans hate you. Hate you. But kudos to you, Nico. Kudos to you, Nico. I got to give you some credit. A little bit of credit. I thought your socks and shoe selection for the game was terrible. But you showed up. And you showed your face. That's and you knew what was coming. You knew and you heard the Fire Nico chants. But you watched the game and Luka returned, and before the game they gave him a tribute, and you saw the emotions, the raw emotions of Luka Doncic on the bench. Even said in his post-game press conference, man, after the tribute video, he was crying, like, man, I didn't think I could play the game. I wasn't at the game. I watched it on TV, but even the city, I work around the AAC, and you could just tell that the buzz that was happening was a somber emotions. And then Luka just proceeded to put belt to tail for 45 points on the Dallas Mavericks. And I don't know if this is closure for any fans. If it was a reminder, if it opened up the wound again. But here's what I do know. Nico Harrison either has to resign or the Dumont Adelson group have to fire him at the end of the season. I don't think, and this is what happens when you bring people, and I'm not telling Mark Cuban what he should and shouldn't do. I'm not telling the Dumonts and the Adelsons what they should and should not do. That's their money. They're rich. They do what they want. They buy whatever the hell they want. But when you bring people into a city that isn't familiar with the city, that don't have any roots into it, they don't have anything that's rooted in it, they don't understand it or anything like that. So they just come in, they sit at this high place and they look down. They're not boots on the ground. They're not entrenched into the community, and they didn't realize. And Nico comes over, and he's been around for a little while, but he had this vision in his head when he went from Nike coming into the game at Jim. He had this vision in his head, and I don't think he fully. I don't think his landscape of this thing fully went out to say what would this look like when it's done, and he didn't. His math wasn't mathing because the overall, what word am I looking for? The overall ramifications of what Nico did, just being here, being around it, hearing the people, listening to the people, maybe irreversible. Maybe irreversible. The Mavericks and the Mavericks ownership are losing millions. I don't think they thought that out. I think they thought there would be some hurt. I don't think they thought that far out. And some reports that close in the 100 millions. They tried to do a little marketing thing to kind of get some money back, and had some of the sponsors that they had try to do this campaign thing where they needed, for the game, and they needed the Lucas team to sign off on it. Lucas team said, no. Lost millions in advertising and sponsorships that may not return. Fans, I've seen it on Twitter, and I've met people who are saying, I'm not renewing my season tickets. I'm not. And there isn't anything like you would have to, because this trade was so monumental, crazy, unheard of. A 25-year-old superstar being traded away. And I think people are even more upset because you didn't get quite what you got in return. Like, you let a dime piece go and got back, like, you dating a 7 now. Not bad. Not a dime. Not a dime. So you would have to do something as equally crazy in return to, I think, get the fan base excited again. I think they're still going to hate you, Nico. I do. I think they're still going to hate you. And I don't use that word loosely. Like, I don't use the word loosely. I know some people say, we're hate. No. I think there is a very large contingent of Mavs fans, MFFLs, that hate Nico Harrison, that hate him. And if given the opportunity, they saw him somewhere with, I don't know. I'm going to not say that. Let me not say that. They hate him. And so you would have to do something like trading for Jason Tatum, trading for Anthony Edwards. You got to get another prime player to come back to get the fans excited again. And I don't think they would, because I get it. They fell in love with this kid from Slovenia, and that Luka became their guy. I don't always understand fandom, but I understand feelings. And people were hurt. People cried. When they saw Luka cry, but Kevin Gray tweeted out, he said, I went home and I got a chance to watch it again, the tribute in full. Said he cried. Maybe a little soft to me, Kevin Gray, but hey. To each his own with his emotions. I'm just playing. I'm playing KG. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever watched a game where the team cheered for their, like the crowd didn't stop cheering because Luka put on a show, 45 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, top rebounds. And they were cheering for when the Mavs scored, but they was also cheering every time Luka scored or touched the ball. So it was like cheer. They didn't stop cheering all night long. It was just, there was a double home game. Yeah, they love Luka. They love Luka, and they'll never have him again. Trae Young even chimed in and was saying, like, man, he was never leaving. You can look at a guy who was crying like that and would know that he was never leaving. But I also love a good petty. I love a good petty. Love a good petty. Shout out to Gatorade. I said what you did. So Gatorade, if you go back and you watch it, Gatorade had a commercial with Luka. He's sitting there. If you notice, like at a high school gym, behind him the bleachers are spelling out LA, right? And he's like dribbling the ball, but a subtle little petty. It's got to just, the Gatorade towel that was around his neck, they did it to where the words across it read Trader. And they had a little cute slogan that went on with it. I forget what the slogan was, but I love a good petty. I love a good petty, and Gatorade, you did it. But yeah, man, Luka came back to the AAC, spanked the Mavs, and he's gonna come anytime he has to come back here and play the Mavs. He's gonna play them with the vengeance. Vengeance will be mine, like my boy said in Gladiator. Vengeance will be mine in this life or the next. And every time Luka comes to AAC, vengeance will be his. And yeah, there's nothing you can probably do to stop him, but hope he doesn't play. Hope he's out, you know. But that era is over. Tay said he cried. No, I'm saying he didn't say he cried. But the Luka era is over in Dallas, and I really don't see how Nico survives this from a business perspective. From a business standpoint, the amount of money that you're losing because people hate Nico Harrison. You got to do something. So I don't know I don't think he may say, you know what, this is too much for me. I got to go. And poor Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd's one of those, he just caught in the middle of it all. Jason Kidd's caught between a rock and a hard place. Because I'm sure as a coach, you're saying, I don't want to lose my best player. Like he's a 25-year-old guy who's been to the, 5-time first team All-NBA. But I also don't want to lose my job because I like getting paid to coach. So I don't want to lose my best player, but I don't want to lose my job. And they keep asking him about it. And he just keeps saying dumb stuff. He just say like, oh yeah, it's like the Babe Ruth thing. That's pretty cool. Like, I don't know if you know what side of the Babe Ruth thing that you were on. Like, I don't know if you understand what side of the trade that you were on with the Babe Ruth. Anyway. Yeah, poor Jason Kidd. He just sit up there. He looks bewildered and dumbfounded like, oh. He wants to say, I didn't, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I won Luka. I wish he was still. But he gotta be a company. Got to toe the company line, and just tell him, here's what I think. So, all right, man, that's it for your boy Jay Holley. I'll see you guys next week. This is episode 101. Don't forget, go back and watch the Michael Irvin episode 100. We sat down for a great time. But listen to this, and then listen to Michael Irvin. Listen to Michael Irvin. Listen to this. Hell, listen to a whole 101 of them. Please do it. I got some great episodes in there. Derek Holland's in there. Patrick Creighton's in there. Barry Church is in there. Nate Newton is in there. I got some good ones in there. Who else do I have that's in there? Sean Merriman's in there, receiver from Oklahoma. Brian Bartis is in there. Jeff Kavanaugh is there. Who? Mark Clayton is in there. There's a lot of episodes in there and all in between. So go and catch up on these episodes. Remember, the first step to wisdom is silence. The second is listening. If you want to be a leader, be a listener, not a hero. All right, man, that's it for your boy, Jay Holley. Until next time. Remember, eliminate the contingencies. I'm out.